Hey guys, it's Sagar from TechWorks. To continue the coverage on the Redmi Note 6 Pro, today I want to share with you guys 25 plus tips and tricks that will help you to get the most out of your new Redmi Note 6 Pro. These are not hacks or anything like that. Most of these are just features that are buried deep inside the user interface, and many of the new users are unaware of them or just forget about them after a while. If you are one of those, watch this video and follow along. I'm sure all of you will learn a thing or two that you didn't know before. Some of these features are available for certain geographic regions. I found that setting your phone to Indian region lets you use all or most of these features. To do that, open up settings, swipe down to the additional settings, then tap on region and you can make your desired changes from here. You should also be running the latest version of MIUI 10 for most of these features to work. With that out of the way, let us move on to the other tips and tricks. But before we do that, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the amazing videos coming up on this channel. Starting with the first tip, if you don't want to reach for the power button every time you just want to glance at the time or check in on notifications, you can just double tap the display to wake it up. This feature is not on by default. So to turn it on, go to settings, display settings and turn on the option that says double tap to wake. Next up, we have face unlock. This is not the fastest or most secured way to unlock your phone, but sometimes it is really convenient to just look at your phone and have it unlocked. To set up face unlock, go to settings, swipe down to lock screen and password and tap on add face data. You can then let the camera scan your face and then just like that, you can now unlock your phone with your face. Just as you unlock the phone, you are greeted with this big tall 6.26-inch display. Since it is a taller display, it can be a bit difficult for some to reach the top for pulling down the quick settings or checking on the notifications. With the Note 6 Pro, you can just swipe down anywhere on the home screen and the notifications panel just drops down, making navigating on this big screen a bit easier. It is definitely a two-handed device, but it also has a one-handed mode if you ever need to use it. Go to settings, additional settings and then one-handed mode. Once turned on, you can tap and swipe from the home button to either side of the screen and the display will shrink to a size which is much more manageable with one hand. You can move the smaller screen on either side and you can just tap out of this space whenever you want to get out of this mode. If you want to use every bit of screen real estate on your Note 6 Pro, you can do that by hiding the navigation buttons and using gesture controls instead. For this, go to settings, scroll down to full screen display and choose full screen gesture options. And just like that, navigation buttons are gone and you can now use the swiping gestures to navigate through your phone. While we are at the full screen display menu, if you don't like these gestures and prefer to use the on-screen buttons, you can do that, and you can even swap the position of the recent and back buttons according to your liking. Notches have made their way from flagship smartphones to budget smartphones. For some reason, smartphone manufacturers and many users perceive the notch as a sign of new and innovative design. I know everyone does not share this feeling, and for them, Xiaomi has an option to hide the notch. Again, just head over to the full screen display settings and right at the top, you have the toggle to hide or unhide the notch. Since the shift from 16:9 displays to 18:9 displays and now to 19:9 displays happened a lot faster than expected, many apps are still not optimized to utilize the full display of the newer devices. The apps that already support the full screen mode look very good on these large displays, but there are black bars at the top and bottom of the apps which are not yet optimized. With this setting in the full screen display menu, you can force these apps to utilize the full screen mode and get the most out of all the pixels on your Note 6 Pro. For more button shortcuts, head over to settings, swipe down to additional settings, then click on buttons and gesture shortcuts. Here you can assign various physical and on-screen buttons to perform desired functions. I don't use a lot of these, but double pressing the power button to get to the camera and sliding 3 fingers down to take a screenshot are the ones that I use all the time. There are other options and button combinations that you can assign various actions to via this menu. You might want to spend some of your time here customizing the settings according to your liking. On all of my Android devices, I like to use the split screen mode a lot. I like to watch or listen to my YouTube videos while I am scrolling through my Twitter feed. To use the split screen mode, just hit the recent apps button or swipe up and hold to bring up the recent apps if you are using gestures, and you can see the split screen mode option on the top left of your screen. Tap on that and drag any of the open windows to the top of the screen and then select the second app that you want to use simultaneously. You can even resize any of these windows according to your liking. If you want to return to your last open app or switch between two recent open apps, Instead of pressing the recent button and then selecting the previous app, you can just double tap on the recent apps button, and just like that, you jump into your last open app. This comes in very handy if you need to switch between two open apps, and this feature works even if you are in split screen mode. While we were in the app switcher, you might have noticed the available RAM being shown on the top right corner of the screen. This is not on by default. If you want to turn this on, tap and hold for a couple of seconds anywhere on the home screen where there are no app icons to bring up these options. Now go to the settings from here, select more, and there you have the option to show the memory status. Turn it on, and now whenever you are in the app switcher, you can see the amount of RAM being used and available. I like to organize my apps in a certain way, where games are on one page, social media apps are on another page, all camera apps on a separate page, and so on. Moving one app at a time can take a long time. So to speed things up, you can move multiple apps at the same time on this phone. Just pinch with two fingers like this on any of the home screens and select all the apps that you want to move to another page. Once you have selected the apps, just tap on one of them and all of the apps are now ready to be moved at the same time. Wi-Fi pass-through is probably one of my most favorite features. Have you ever been in a situation where you are allowed to connect only one of your devices to the Wi-Fi network, like on airports or in some hotels? With the Wi-Fi pass-through feature, you can connect your Redmi Note 6 Pro to that particular network like you normally would, and then go to the settings, personal hotspot, set it up, and you can now use your phone to share the same Wi-Fi connection to your other devices. Now let us look at some of the tips specific for the camera. As shown above, I just have to press the power button twice to open the camera, even if the phone is locked. While clicking pictures, especially selfies, it might not always be possible to reach for the shutter button when your hand is extended out. Or if you try to use the volume buttons as shutter, you might end up with blurry images. Easiest option is to use the fingerprint sensor as your shutter button. Tap on these three bars at the top right, then go to settings, swipe down, turn on fingerprint shutter option, and start clicking your pictures just by tapping the fingerprint sensor. If you are like me, and you like to take a lot of portrait images, there are a few new tricks that the Redmi Note 6 Pro offers. Once you have captured a portrait mode image with the rear camera, go to the gallery, and on the portrait mode images that you just clicked, you will see a shutter-like option on the top right. It will give you various options like adjusting the blur level in the background, apply various light tail effects, and save them as images or small videos. You also have the option to add various studio lighting effects like these. Go ahead, play along with these settings and try to create amazing images. Just note that these effects only work on the portrait mode images clicked with rear camera and are not available for portrait mode images clicked with the selfie camera. I shoot a lot of videos with my phones, so I would prefer if the camera went straight to the video mode as I tap on the camera app. This can be done. Again, tap on the three lines on the top right, go to settings and turn on the option that says Save Previous Mode. Now the camera app will always open in the mode that you last used it in. It's a small thing, but it comes in very handy if you use a particular camera mode very often. The native camera app on the Redmi Note 6 Pro does not allow you to take 4K videos as of now. As a workaround to this, you can download another third-party camera app like Open Camera, and it will let you shoot 4K videos at a higher bitrate. By default, the battery indicator is just set to graphical, but I like to get more precise information about the battery that is remaining on my smartphone. So to get the battery percentage icon at the top, go to settings, scroll down to notifications and status bar, and there you have the option to choose your battery indicator. In the same notifications and status bar menu, you have these various options, so you can show or hide your carrier name or even edit the carrier name if you want. I also like to have the show connection speed option turned on. This shows me the speed of my network at the top as I bring down the notifications panel. If you are using a dual SIM smartphone, you might want to use services like WhatsApp on both your numbers. Or maybe you might want to log into multiple Facebook accounts at once. You can do that very easily by creating dual apps. Go to settings, scroll down to dual apps, and here you can select any of the installed apps, and just like that, it creates a new parallel app for you, and you can now use it with a different account. Fingerprint sensor and face unlock are good ways to secure your phone, but sometimes you might also want to lock certain applications to get an added layer of security for your gallery or social media accounts. Redmi Note 6 Pro makes it very simple. Just swipe down to the app lock at the bottom of the settings page, create or enter your password, and just select the apps that you want to lock. So the next time you or someone else tries to get into your apps, they will have to authenticate with their fingerprint or put in a pattern or passcode in order to get access to your personal images or any other information. MIUI 10 has a built-in call recorder. If you want to record all calls automatically, just go to the dialer with the 3 bars that are on the left of your call button. From there, you can go to the call recording and set all calls to be recorded automatically. If you wish to record calls to or from a certain number, just use the selected numbers option at the bottom and then add that number to your custom list. Now only the calls from this specific number will be recorded automatically. Just like the call recorder, you also have a built-in screen recorder on the MIUI 10. Look for the tools folder on your phone and within that you will find the screen recorder. Some of these tips and features are not specific to the Redmi Note 6 Pro. They are built on this MIUI 10 operating system, so try these on your phone and maybe you might be able to unlock a feature or two that you were not using before. There are a lot of small features hidden in MIUI 10 on the Redmi Note 6 Pro, but these are some of the major ones and actually the ones that you should be using more often. If you know about any of the tips or features that I have missed in this video, let me know in the comments and I will make sure to include them in the description of this video. That is it for this video guys. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel for more quality tech videos like this. You can also check out some of the other videos from this channel. This has been Sagar and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.